teaching your daughters to prioritize relationship, marriage, and family? Be honest. Where do you think, not you, but black women with black daughters are teaching their daughters?
I can tell you what I told my kids.
On a scale from 1 to 10, where are you teaching them to prioritize marriage and family? 10 being the highest?
Before you even have kids.
No, but on a scale
to have, okay, so we'll say about a 6.
A 6. Where are you teaching her to prioritize education and education? Be honest.
So let's be clear. Education is in go to college, get a 3?
Yes.
That's probably about a 4.
Okay. Where are you teaching her to prioritize being able to take care of herself in this world?
That's like at an 8.
Okay. How is she supposed to do that without college?
Well, I'm not telling them, I'm not pushing, after high school, you have to go to college. No, I'm like, figure out what it is you want to do and go to school for that.
Okay. But school is still college. Hold on. School is still college.
Yeah.
So let's be true. You're still teaching her that taking care of yourself is at an 8. Whether it's college, hold on. No. See, that's the problem.
I'm listening.
That's the problem. You're teaching your daughters to be individuals first.
Yeah.
And you wonder why they can't find men. Because black women in their prime years, when they're in college, they think they're too young to be getting married. Because their mothers are telling them to go to school, get your degree, get you a career, know what you want to do, get out here, work, have some fun, live your life, do what it is. Then at 30, and it's 5 or 6 years too late. Understand, your daughters have the best chance of finding a man in high school and in college. That's the last time they're going to be around men. After college, the amount of men they are around drops off the planet. But my point is, by the time they don't get taught, you say at a 6, but that education, that job, that sustaining yourself, you're teaching them how to be individuals, because it's always catastrophizing. Learn how to take care of yourself in case the worst scenario happens, you'll be okay. And then there's always the worst scenario. That's why 1 in 4 of our black women get married. But the average black woman in this country earns less than $28,000. Understand something, young lady back there. Unless you know you're going to be in the top 10% of all female earners in this world, you need to prioritize a man. It's not an option. It is a must. It is
take care of her?
Ma'am, yes. So let me break the numbers down to you. Do you earn more than $50,000 a year?
No.
Okay. Well, let's just give you a job making $50,000 a year and give it to you at 25. And you're a single woman with no kids. And you make $50,000 for the next 40 years to 65. And you get a cost of living raise of 3% every year. You save $200 a month. That is earning almost double what the average black woman earns in this country. No kids. By the time you retire at 65, mandatory retirement, and if you live to be 85, like most of our women, 65 to 85, you will have a $750,000 hole in your retirement. Means there will be no money. Means you'll run out of money before you run out of life. Middle class people cannot afford to live on one income. That's what your mama, your granddaddy, and everybody else knows. It takes 2. So if you're going to teach your daughter, then unless she's going to earn what a man makes and what she makes and is going to handle it well through her lifetime, yes, she needs a man.
So you're saying for dual income, though?
Among other things, yes. Okay, when your money runs out, when a woman's money runs out over age 65, let's just say I did that. Your daughters, unfortunately, were called home to glory. They no longer existed. You had no family. It's just you. Just all Thanos away. After your whatever you have saved up runs out, what you gonna do?
That's what I got 3 kids for.
No. See, exactly. But see, I snapped them all away. I snapped all your family away. See, and what I want you to understand is what you just said is it might be my children's responsibility to handle the fact that I did not prioritize or plan financially well enough in life to put their life on hold to take care of their aging mother.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't ask that of them.
But, okay, but let's do my example. All the kids are gone.
Okay.
No family. And you're earning less than 50,000. All right. So you're not going to have your 1.9 to 2.4 million dollars. No, right now, man. You don't at 41, you don't gain 1.9 to 2.4 million dollars. In order to catch up for where you need to be, for my example, you'd have to be making over $95,000 a year. So you're not going to have it. You're not going to have it. And what happens when you can no longer work? You cannot work. There's no jobs. And you're 60, 75 years or 73 years old and you run out of money. What you going to do? How you going to pay your rent?
I have to work.
I just said you can't.
Why? Because I'm disabled?
Because they won't hire you. See, this is what I mean. Black women think
like
that
worst case scenario.
It's not worst case scenario, man. This is happening right now in this world. This is what I mean. Women, middle class women have been told.
I can get hired. You know what? I can get
no,
hired.
you can't, ma'am. You can't. You cannot. You can. They won't hire you. See what I need you to understand, people, is the cognitive dissonance is heavy. Black women have been made to think that their health will maintain, that they, even if they had the spirit to work, that there's always somebody that will be willing to hire them. Ma'am, do you realize that there are people who can't find jobs today?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're 73 and you can't find work, use my example. No, ma'am, you can't. Okay, ma'am, use my example. The real world. Mm-hmm. You worked like you did, and you lived like a normal person, paycheck to paycheck, and your savings ran out, and you've got no family. There's no money. You can't go to work. Then what do?
I don't know. I hope I never have to know.
No, we need to talk about this because your daughter needs to hear this. Because this is the world. It is the real world.
It's the real world for certain people.
This is the real world. It's happening.
Spend their whole life.
This is the world. This is the problem right now. Because black women feel like because they don't like the facts and because it gets tight, they can act like it doesn't exist. Young lady, understand your mother is teaching you wrong. Man, this is the real world. See what happens to a man in this scenario? A man in the same scenario, he runs out of money. He has no family. There is no more work. There's no government benefits. There's no homeless shelters. What happens to a man? Where does he go?
I don't know.
Where do you think he goes? If you can't pay your mortgage or you can't pay your rent.
He goes to work.
If you can't pay you can't go to work, ma'am. Please stop. You can't go to work. Okay, you can't go to work. That means no money can come in. If you can't pay your mortgage, what happens?
You end homeless.
Thank you. Homeless.
Yeah.
Homeless. And that's what you're starting to see. A rising homeless population of elderly women. Yeah. Look in California. Yeah. So you can live in delusion all you want to, hoping it doesn't happen. But that's happening because you don't have enough money. Mm. This world is not set up for individual people. Mm. And you got 40-year-old black women sitting around here talking about, I got my kids are there, acting like it can't happen to me. And it's happening. Mm. It's happening. So and our generation was told to go get a job and a degree, but you ain't got no man, you ain't built nothing, so you got no cushion. Mm. See, if it was the way it was supposed to work, you should have had a husband with them 3 kids. That means you at least had his income and your income. So you could at least stack 30 or 20 or 30% of somebody's income, and you could have had an extended family, so maybe you had somewhere. That's how the world is set up. But now we got a bunch of individual mothers with individual children with no network, and you're all still earning less than men. Mm. And women think that somebody will do it for me. And every time I said, you can't go to work, I'll go to work. I'll go to work. You can't. I'll start a business. You can't start a business with no money. At 73? I want you to be honest, man. Do you really think that it's a possibility that you and more than 20 or 30% of black women could end up homeless because they do you think is it possible for you to end up homeless? First off, let's start there.
For me? No.
All right. Well, it happens to somebody, right? If 80% of our children are born out of wedlock, And the average black woman is earning less than $28,000. And in the example I gave of making $50,000, which is almost twice as much, you'd still have almost $1 million shortfall. Living 65 to 80 or 85, there's no Social Security going to be around. There's not enough money. Do you think everyone can go live with their kids if they don't have them?
No.
How fair is it you think you can put, how fair is it you think your kids should have to take care of you?
I don't know if it's fair, but if I raise them right, they're going to know it's the right thing to do.
It's not the right thing to do.
No.
That's the point. It's not the point. So the right thing to do, and see, that's this is why I talk about this mother-daughter stuff. This is programmed to our young girls.
Yeah.
Our young girls are made to feel like they can't fully live their lives because somebody got to take care of mama who was a rebel. You ladies are living lives like goddamn rogues and rebels. And the bill is coming due. You know, ma'am, right now, this conversation has got you feeling some kind of way because you know you're 41. Mm-hmm. You know you weigh more than you should. Mm-hmm. You know that all it takes is a bad medical diagnosis or something. Mm-hmm. I'm a cancer survivor. All it takes is to bankrupt you. Mm. And where's the money going to come from? You ain't rich. This is why relationships must be a priority. And this is what other girls get told, that damn what trying to find a love and 6 foot and 6 pack and 6 figures. You need to find somebody that you can get with and build with so you can have some security. But because men have civilized the world in general, you can live safe. You forgot how dangerous the world is. Well, didn't you get a sample of that in 2020 with coronavirus? Didn't it show you how vulnerable you were? I mean, when you went to the grocery store and there's no toilet paper, there's no water.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem.
Okay, but you also didn't have roaming bands of men coming to take your shit. Mm-hmm. But do you realize that you do realize that was part of the disaster plan? Mm-hmm. Who was going to protect you?
I would have to protect myself.
How are you going to protect yourself against armed men who want your stuff?
Pull out my gun and protect myself.
See, I want you to understand, young lady, your gun. When's the last time you've been to the shooting range?
No.
Thank you. So, ma'am, you guys talk about this because you don't live
I'm not saying I don't need a man now.
But the fact of the matter is, you guys are too comfortable and too safe. And it's like, well, man, there's nothing... In my scenario, there is nothing more vulnerable than a homeless woman.
Absolutely.
That's where a lot of you are headed, of all races. Yeah. This country, the West, is not set up for aged, middle income seniors. That's why it's killing Korea and Japan right now. China announced that you ever heard of China and the one-child policy?
Yeah.
Now China is saying, bump it to 3. Because what they did with that one-child policy, people prioritize boys over girls and girls dip. Now China's aging. And now the government is saying, we need some more kids. But guess what's happening? Parents are like, we're in our 40s. We don't want no more kids. We can't afford it. And now their one-child policy has become so prohibitive to where there's an entire industry that has sprung up around trying to make that child as successful as possible. It's stressing parents out. So people are spending half their income to make sure that one child is smarter than this next kid. Montessori, piano, this, that, da, 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 da. Guess what's happening? Now the government and the communist government came in and said, guess what? All these industries have sprung up to make sure that your one child could be a superhero. Yeah. Y'all are all not for profit. You can't charge anymore. You can't, but you still got to do it. Why? Because they want the populace to make babies. So you don't get to do that in this country. In this country, they can't turn off your freedom like they can turn off over there. But that's what's coming. No, that's not what's coming. That's here. Mm-hmm. And why am I so adamant about this? Because I'm looking at another Generation X black woman who doesn't realize that in less than 5 years, this is going to be the reality for women that look like you because you lived your life unmarried, unattached. You've been working. You know your financial situation. You know what you have. And it ain't enough. So man, saying I'm not dating and I don't need a man, it's not an option.
I didn't say that. I just said I don't.
But are you approaching dating a man like it's life or death?
Yeah, but I'm not just out here just like trying to find anybody.
And that's your problem. I didn't say anybody, but you're not approaching a man like it's life or death. And the problem is, by the time you wake up and realize how serious it is, you won't have any options.
I mean, I'm looking for all those things. Yes, the 2 incomes, all that sounds great, but I'm just been operating off of a system that was handed to me that I had no idea that was not how I should have done it.
Well,
so now I have to course correct.
What
choices I made.
What you have to do? What you have to do is recognize I can't live I can't survive on my income.
Absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, so when you say I'm not out, so I'm not
on the tenders and this and that.
But my point is, when was the last time you had a relationship?
A year ago.
When was the last time you had a serious relationship?
Define serious. You mean like a couple of years?
Serious meaning somebody who can actually come in and split bills with you.
Yeah. Never.
Thank you. And that's my point. You've never done it, and that's what's necessary.
I absolutely understand.
So if you've never done it, you cannot tell me that I'm not trying to be willy-nilly. You're not living life like a man is necessary.
I'm just saying I chose wrong.
I get it, but you can't. But I get it, but you can't keep. That won't change anything when the power goes out. And okay, man, do respect.
I'm looking for that.
I don't know what your financial situation is, but I'm
good.
I'm talking about this rent moratorium. Do you realize what's about to happen in the next 6 months? They have finally told these landlords you can go get all your back rent. What state do you live in?
Georgia.
We've been look at what's going on in California. There are tent cities popping up everywhere. And you know who's living in them? Women. Because women simply, the bottom line is you don't earn as much because you don't do the jobs men do. Bottom line, you don't make enough. And when there's no more work, there's competition for work, most jobs that women do are tertiary, meaning like even something as simple as fast food. When's the last time you've been in McDonald's?
I don't eat McDonald's.
When's the last time you've been in a fast food? But you remember going into McDonald's? There used to be people behind the register, right? Mm-hmm. Go into a McDonald's right now. What are you going to see?
I don't know. They're not people anymore?
They're kiosks. There are no people. It's automated.
Okay.
And see, this is what I mean. The world has changed around you. And because you have lived in this bubble, so we're like, I can just go get a job. Go get a job where? Where are people hiring retirement age people?
I mean, not me personally.
My point is, when I gave the example of when all the money runs out, where you gonna get a job?
I mean, that would be the next logical thing to think of.
But then, where would you go get a job though? Even who hires retirement?
I told you, Disney World.
Disney World has a finite amount of jobs, and you live in Georgia. You can't go work at Disney World.
I mean, if I moved to Florida.
No, ma'am, you can't work at Disney. You live in Georgia. See what I mean? We can't.
I don't know what I'm gonna be when I'm 75.
But see, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is.
Welcome back to the Spotlight News today. Today we are seeing the BW lady, the black woman lady, who is busy in argument. She says that she thinks her daughter should work harder. Even when she doesn't get a man, it's okay. She thinks her daughter should work harder so that she can be self-independent. Even when the man is not there, it's okay. And I think these days it's a lot in us ladies, most especially black women. It's a lot. So you don't mind about teaching your kid that there is life of a man. There is that respect you earn when you reach a certain level and you have a man, you have a family. But we are looking at money. we are money minded. Let's keep going. As you see when she is conversing with Kevin somewhere, yeah, as you see in this video going around, and credit to Kevin Samuels because he really brought out that what people really want to see. He wasn't a pretender. He was someone who could stand to tell you the truth, to tell you the fact. You know, us humans, we want to be liked. When you ask someone, you want someone to tell you that we don't want the facts. But this guy could tell you the fact that this and this. I know, me personally, Kevin Samuel's stuff has helped me a lot. If you're out there and you're depressed, you feel like divorcing or anything, listen to this because it will help you a lot. It will help you improve in a lot of things you didn't know. It will help you to stand as a lady. It will help you to make a decision before you think of the outside life, because a lot of ladies think when you leave a man, you're going outside, everything is going to be cool. Like you have your money, you have your books, you have your everything. Why a man? But if you're to hear this, you need a man even when you have books, even when you have money, even when your money is mucher than your hobby. You need a man, because a man makes a family, and a full family, it's made by a man and a woman. So a woman needs a man. So if you're to look at this, because we are all making mistakes, we think we are going to teach our kids, make money, read books, even when you don't get a family, instead, because that's what you grew up in, because you didn't have a man and you think money is everything. But at the end of the day, you reach and you see that money is not everything. So he brings out that you need to know, even when you're pretending, I have my money, I'm single, and I'm okay.
You must live like you know. This is what being an adult is. And you ladies are walking around like grown damn children, sticking your head in this because it's scary. Because it's scary. Because
it's not even that it's scary. It's just I will not make that my reality.
You don't have, ma'am. You won't make it your reality.
No.
Do you earn more than $45,000 a year?
Yes, I do.
You earn less than 50?
Yes. I'm right in between 45 and 50.
When you hit 65 years old, will you have $1.9 million cash?
Potentially.
No, potentially. At the run rate that you're going right now.
Oh, you're saying save $200 a month and all that? Yeah.
No. At the rate you're going right now, at 41 years old, do you have over $750,000 cash?
No, I don't have that.
Okay, then ma'am, you ain't gonna have it.
Okay.
How do you expect okay, let's talk like business people. If you don't even have what you should have right now, how do you plan on getting it legally?
I have stocks. I'm starting an online business, and I'm also looking into starting a brick and mortar business.
So the way you plan on getting the retirement savings is to start additional businesses to go into debt to try to make more revenue.
Yeah.
Okay, bad plan. 80% of small businesses fail inside of 5 years. Stocks only make money when you cash them out. And if you don't already have the money in stock right now, that's not what you do. That means somebody else has to do something for it to work. So what you basically just said is, I don't have it. And what it comes down to is I'll go work here. Well, if that's the case, ma'am, you would already be doing it.
Yeah, I'm not working anywhere.
So if you don't have it and your plan is to, at best, do something with this stock and then start businesses, those businesses have to work and make a profit.
They will.
80% of small businesses fail inside of a year. You realize,
but it also
Black people understand something. Black people understand something. I want you to understand in this conversation why I'm doing this. You realize how many things have to go right without a hitch for what you're talking about to work. And I'm not just talking to you. You are an avatar for so many other Black women. This magical thinking What is the probability of the businesses you're talking about working and getting you the cash outside of everything else, the cash, your $1.9 million cash you will need by 65? You got 24 years. You don't even have $750,000 right now. What is the likelihood of all that going on with the businesses you're running, getting you the cash? Because we can't figure in stocks. What is the likelihood? Out of 100%, out of 100%, out of 100%, give me a percentage.
68%.
And this is why our community is dying. Almost a 70% chance. So
you would say I will have a better chance finding a husband with some money?
I say you have a better chance getting struck by lightning. Because this is what happens in the Black community. Black women have been incented to believe in God, believe in the universe, magical thinking. It's just going to work it out. Manifesting. This is the danger.
That's me all day, though. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there because that's you all day. Yeah, that's me all day.
And the fact that you have 3 children.
Mm-hmm. And it ain't never steered me wrong not one time yet.
Exactly. And the thing is, this is why April Mason quit, and so many other women have stopped dealing with women, because it doesn't matter. The facts, data, statistics, reality.
I understand all that.
But again, you're lost, and there's no finding a lost person because you're stuck with losing. Ma'am, you won't have. So, how many women would you say fit in your area? Kind of who are doing kind of what you're doing? Would you say what percentage of Black women who have children are doing what you? Would you say 10% of women are like you, 20%, 30%, 40%, most, more than half? What?
I would say half and half.
Half. So let's just say half.
Yeah.
So I need you to understand something. You basically just said that half of Black women have to have magical thinking for their lives to work. No, ma'am. No, faith. Faith without works is dead. And I'm sorry, you don't possess the skills to get it done. If you did, you'd have already done it.
That's not true.
If you did, you'd have already done it. So this is a perfect example, because I'm glad you said half, because that's what I think. I think roughly half of Black women fit in your kind of economic position, your children position, your mindset. I see it in my own life with my own family and people I know.
Yeah, he brings that even when you pretend I'm single, I'm okay, I'm doing well, I have my money, I have my master's, I have my PhD, I have my everything. Kevin, someone else could tell you, no, my dear, you're just pretending and you're just covering up. You need a man, and you should teach your kids that this is the most important part. But stop telling the kids that you need to have more books, you need to have money, even when you need to be independent. So how will that kid grow up and thinks that marriage is good? So I think this is so helpful. Actually, there is a divorced, if you're to look at my behind message, I brought to you a divorced lady. She was crying because she left her man and she thought the streets would be open for her. And she wanted to attend the life she missed, these, most especially the ladies that get married when they're still young. So after reaching there, they think there is that funny life after the marriage. After the marriage, there is a life they're going to face which is more than this. So she divorced because she thought it was good. But when she went out, she thought the grass is greener, but she went there and things were not moving on her way. So she wanted to come back. But where will you come back when someone has already repressed you and you left without thinking about your kids, without thinking of what you're leaving behind? Look at your kids and you feel pity over them. Feel the pain for your kids, quitting your kids. How are they going to grow without a dad? How are they going to grow with a separated family? How are they going to live? So guys, I think this is okay. Like and share to my YouTube channel, The Spotlight News. I love you all. For those who always comment, I love you so much. For those who always follow me. So he brings out what you really want to, what you have to hear, not what you really want to hear. So he is an open guy, open and so well presented. I just love it because it has helped me grow a lot. Thank you guys. Subscribe, like, and share. This is Spotlight News. May God bless you so much. And stay tuned. Thank you.
Save $200 a month and all that. Yeah.
No. At the rate you're going right now, at 41 years old, do you have over $750,000 cash?
No, I don't have that.
Okay, then ma'am, you ain't gonna have it.
Okay.
How do you expect it? Okay, let's talk like business people. If you don't even have what you should have right now, how do you plan on getting it legally?
I have stocks. I'm starting an online business. And I'm also looking into starting a brick and mortar business.
So the way you plan on getting the retirement savings is to start additional businesses to go into debt to try